Good morning. Snap turtle. In the gym. Just got through doing some calisthenics. And I wanted to give you guys another quick pointer, okay? Today I'm gonna talk about building up to hitting a bag like this, bare knuckle, okay? Now, this is not for beginners. This is not for for people who have never hit the bag before. It's not for people who hasn't, used their hands. Because see, eventually, the more you punch, the more your hands get used to striking, the more power you have in your knuckles and the tendons around them. Because, initially, and this is why you wrap in the beginning. Because as you punch, your knuckles spread, okay? As you hit something, your knuckles spread, and that could be a problem. That could really be painful for your hands. So you wrap to keep your knuckles tight, okay? You know what I'm saying? You wrap to keep your knuckles tight so that they won't spread out. You won't have pain. You can still use your hands throughout the day, okay? But as you punch more, as you hit the bag more, as you strike more during the sparring session or hitting the pads, the more you do, the more you build strength in your hand. And then you can start trying to hit the bag without the glove, with just the wrap, right? Like I told you guys in the beginning, you hit the bag wrapped up. Not too hard, just enough so that you can see that you're landing your punches properly. Okay? You want to land your punches properly on that bag. So you want to make sure you're turning your fist over. Because if you just start hitting it with with the gloves on, you're not seeing what your hand is doing. That's very important. Okay? So, but, start using the gloves, right? So you can go real hard on the bag. So you can go real hard with the mitts. So you can go real hard in the sparring session. Because in the sparring session, you have to wear gloves. Okay? You don't want to go bare knuckle during the sparring session. Okay? And then, it protects you. It protects your opponent. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you're building up resistance in your hands. Okay? Because you're hitting at the angles. Your wrist is not getting, broken, and, your knuckles aren't. You learn how to build that strength with your knuckles, with your hand, with all the tendons. So now, when I punch, when I strike something, my knuckles don't spread out. It's all tight. See? They don't spread out like if I was a beginner. So now you start hitting the bag, bare knuckle, right? A bag like this, This bag right here. It's a little softer. This is the aqua bag, okay? It's more realistic in terms of if you're hitting a human being, that's more of what it'll feel like than that. Because eventually, after you use this thing for so long, gravity will pull all the stuffing down to the bottom. And all the hard shit is at the bottom. So I sometimes hit the bag, hit the aqua bag without a wrap or even without gloves or even wraps, just so I can build the resistance up even better in my hands with my knuckles. Because in a street fight, you're not gonna want to be You know what I'm saying? You don't want to feel that sharp pain in your bones. You don't want to cause a hairline fracture, which can get affected. Can be a problem. Things like that. So it is kind of beneficial to begin to punch the bag bare knuckle. Okay? You see? That didn't hurt. It stung a little bit, right? But there's no sharp pain. So let's see, I built up to this. Sometimes I'll use these puppies. I'll throw these on sometimes without the wraps. It's a build-up. It's a slow build-up. Okay? It's a slow build-up. Start with the glove. Start with the wraps, and not even hitting hard in the beginning. Start with the wrap so you don't break your wrist, so you don't sprain your knuckles. Kind of soft, just so you can see where you're landing. Make sure your formation is good. Make sure that you're hitting with these two knuckles, right? And using that straight line that I tell you guys about. Bam, 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 you know. Then start using the gloves so you can go real hard on it. That'll build the resistance up in your wrist and in your fist, believe it or not, because you're still going to feel that impact through the glove. It's just a little cushion to protect you, okay? Then take the glove off again. Start going hard with the wrap. You know, start going hard with just the wraps on. Eventually, you take the wraps off, and then you put the glove on. Okay, it's a slow build. I'm talking about over months, not over weeks or days. Over months. Start hitting the bag without the wraps on, with the gloves on. That way, you're strengthening your wrist. Okay, that'll help strengthen your wrist, because now you have to really concentrate on locking that muscle in that I keep telling you guys about. Right, with this thumb like this. Start concentrating on locking that in with the glove on. Okay, that'll build your wrist up, and it'll continue to build your knuckle game up. Then, without the gloves, without the wraps, you can start. Maybe get some straights in there. Start with straights. You don't want to start with the roundhouses immediately. The overhand right. The hook, you know what I'm saying? See, you can do this number. It's a lot more realistic. And then you can find your range, right? You do a 1, 2, 2. And see, I'm only hitting with these two knuckles every time. I never hit with these knuckles. You know, a lot of guys don't know how to punch. They'll use their whole fist, or they hit with this part because they're swinging wild, or they're swinging like this, or swinging like that, and they're hitting with these two knuckles. These knuckles don't have a stable muscle or tendons behind it. Okay, it's very easy. See, even if I'm locking that in, if I hit with this, it's very unstable. There's nothing. It doesn't go along in line with this bone here or this muscle here. But this right here, in line with this muscle, in line with this bone, straight to the elbow. Okay? So I'm hitting every time with these two knuckles. See? Right here. And you go full extension. Right? Eventually you'll be able to build up to that. This will help build knuckles of iron, okay? You don't need to get a freaking concrete cement block and start punching on that shit. I wouldn't do it, it's retarded. You know, you can, but it's not necessary. No one has a concrete or granite chin. Okay, nobody, I don't care how strong their chin is. But this, a lot more realistic, a lot more dense. All the weight is concentrated in one little ball. And, you know, shit like that. Nothing worse than getting in the street fight, and then you hit somebody with your best shot, and you break your hand, or you sprain your wrist, and then that hand's not useful anymore. You can still swing with it because you got the adrenaline. You're not feeling the pain yet, but you swing with that thing, it's not effective. Now your hand is flopping all over the place. No good. So you just, like I said, I'm not recommending this for beginners. Okay? You build up your hand strength, build up your knuckle strength. You know what I'm saying? Eventually you'll have very prominent knuckles, you know, shit like that. That's what you want. That's what cuts a motherfucker. Okay? That's what splits a motherfucker. Skin to the white meat. You know. Lean, knuckle down. Get that full extension. And look, if you have experience in the gym and you're a boxer and you don't really do that, I suggest you do it just because, you know, it's a lot more realistic in the real world. Okay, chances are, you're not just going to be fighting in the gym, okay, when you get into a fight. You might meet some punk ass dude on the street, or you might meet a YouTuber that's been talking all kind of shit. You might see him out on the street. He might think you soft and pussy. You know what I'm saying? He might come at you the wrong way. This has to be one hit quitter right here. I'm telling you, one hit quitter. If I catch you, just one hit, done. Okay. Even when I'm sparring, I sometimes have to go. Unless I'm sparring with somebody of equal size and strength, I typically have to go about 50% because I can't even use my full speed. I have to go half speed, half strength, because force is acceleration times mass. Okay, and my hands are very fast, and I know how to put my hips into it. I know how to drive up from the ground. Okay, and this mass that I have coming behind this right here, and from the ground, and from the twist of the hips, I mean, it's devastating. You see what I'm saying? So, but you build that up. Okay. Mike Tyson said, when you throw 1-2, it has to be almost like one punch. Okay, because that 2 has to come right behind that 1. Okay, so see, you know, Mike Tyson, when he threw a punch, when he threw a jab, he threw it with his shoulder, right? Almost like a hook. It's almost like a hook. So, you know, he'd dip, bam, and he might even jump into it, and then come back right behind, right with that 2. So, you know, he's here, bam, he's here. That's his jab, bam, okay? And then he's turning all the way into that 2. So, he might even sometimes not even hit you with that jab. He might go outside of your head. He might turn your head this way with his hand. Because face it, you don't want to get hit with Mike Tyson's jab. You don't want to get hit. You don't even want to get hit with his jab. You know what I'm saying? You don't even want to get hit with that. So he might feint, not even feint, but he'll throw the punch on the outside toward his right hand, right? Throw his glove up there, and then come right with that 2, smooth. I'm telling y'all, man. So that's a powerful jab, right? So there's this jab. There's several different types of powerful jabs. We have this one, right, where you're turning, right? Notice I'm not dropping my hands. I'm dipping my shoulders. I'm just coming straight out. Just like that. Okay? Now, whereas with Mike Tyson, he's more square to you, and he's doing his peekaboo thing, right? Right? And he might, that's his jab. He's springing from his foot up, and he's using his shoulder. He's using a little bit of his shoulder muscle behind that punch. He's using that strength from his shoulder, bam, to get in there. That might even knock you out, but it'll definitely turn your head. So instead of it being a strictly straight jab, it's more of a curving jab, so he can turn your head for his right. Bam, bam, boom. Punch, and he'll punch you right through you. Bam, bam. That way, he gets the momentum he needs to get that power behind that shot. Okay? So anyway, didn't even mean to go that deep into it. So yeah, hope you enjoy these pointers. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, not for beginners. You want some experience on the bag, in the sparring, or even in the match on the bag here. You want that experience. You want to build that strength up in your hand. Maybe even after a year. I would say that. You just build up to it. It's a slow build. Okay? It takes a while to get your hands used to punching properly. It's automatic. See what I'm saying? It's a slow build to some fast hands. Peace.